So I'm up here in the Colorado, and I'm being told that Racin D's got a little sneaky project going on. I'm not too happy about that. Thinking we're gonna have to go investigate. You know what I mean? Do a little covert operations. Yeah. Well, here we go. Hey y'all. Well, I've been getting all kinds of stuff. I've been hearing all kinds of stories. I've been hearing every little thing. I'm now standing here with the man, the myth, the legend, Racin D. There he is. He's got this little project, and I don't know really what this thing is, but I have a sneaky suspicion. You want to tell us what you've been working on, sir?
Well, Tater, you know, I've sent you some messages.
Yeah.
Trying to give you a fill in on exactly what's going on, but I've been a little left out some critical detail. Want to kind of catch you by surprise. I think you're gonna like it. So if you want, we can go take a look and I'll show you what we've got.
Yeah, I want to go see what this thing is.
All right, well, come on in.
Take me in here, sir. What the heck is that? Did you go in my garage? What is this thing?
Well, Tater, I kind of thought you'd be excited to see it.
Well, I am. Because now I got somebody to race.
Oh.
We gonna go ripping, dude. We gonna go get some. What you doing? You got independent?
I am, yes, independent.
Holy moly. Your motor is sitting way down. That looks like my motor. What are you doing with my motor?
Well, you know, Tater, I did get actually a donor four-wheeler and a few extra parts from John.
What?
Yeah, I did, yes.
I'm gonna have to talk to that boy.
So,
I don't know. That is crazy looking, dude. So how are you gonna go from, cause you got, what do you got back here? You got a four-wheeler diff. And you gonna go to chain drive to shaft drive, right?
that's right.
Oh man.
Yeah, so still have to work out the details, but what I'll end up doing is grabbing the engine case and transmission gears from the brute force 750 engine, and then utilizing that as a way to transfer from chain drive to the drive shaft for this rear differential.
That's gonna be cool, man.
Yep. So it'll be a challenge, but I can make it happen.
I have no doubt. I've seen your work. I've ridden on your work.
So Tater, a little story. I'm not sure if you're aware of this or not, but the actual Power Wheels body itself, I got from John.
I'm really disgusted right now.
So
I'm not happy.
The Power Wheels and the donor four-wheeler that the engine came out of all came from John. And then to add more insult to injury as well, because I know you're feud with John right now that you're having. The rear differential setup as well came from John on a four-wheeler that he had found.
You are one sick puppy, you know that? I'm gonna have to talk to that boy.
So the general idea is to be two-wheel drive, independent rear suspension. The engine is, and body is mostly setting where it's going to be. I may end up raising the body up just a little bit. Ride height wise, I think that's in line with what I want.
You've got a ton of leg room. Like, you have so much room here between your shocks and your engine.
Yep.
And then, where's your seat gonna go?
So the seat will actually go right back here. Over the rear differential. So there'll be a bracket that comes across and helps secure this upper mount. And then of course the seat will be over that. I'm planning to put the radiator back here, hopefully, as long as spacing allows. And then you were talking about seat room, so of course I have to do more notching with the body.
Yep.
But your feet will actually go here. So I'll end up having to make additional bracketry and kind of like a foot pan, essentially, if you will, for where you want to put your feet.
That's going to be really comfortable.
And then the steering shaft will of course come actually through the center of the dash, and it'll work its way over. So here in a little bit we'll pull the body off and kind of show you in more detail with what's going on with the chassis. But plan is I'm hoping to make a aluminum gas tank that'll actually sit here, and the fuel filler neck will come up and actually sit here within a glove box, and that'll be covered and accessible. And then for the exhaust, I'll end up turning the exhaust up and over, and then it'll come down on the inside of this body panel and then back. Of course, I'll have to work around where the rear shock will mount for spacing, but that's the general plan and idea. So do you want to see it with the body off?
Yeah.
All right.
I want to see it. Let's look at it. There's not much holding that body together.
Not right now, no. Hopefully we'll have to brace that up a little bit. So I have these now for just spacers for the body to kind of pick it up.
Right.
And then of course keep in mind there's still a lot of bracing.
Right.
The chassis is not anywhere close to being completed or finished.
Right. You're still in mock-up mode because
Yep.
it looks like your wheels and tires in the rear at least are still in mock-up mode too.
Yep. Tires in the rear are in mock-up mode. I do have a 2-inch spacer that'll go from here, and then of course adapt over from this bolt pattern to the bolt pattern that's on this tire and wheel combo.
Right.
So I'm working on that.
Those are cool looking.
Thank you. Pretty cool. I'm pretty excited on those.
Yeah, those are cool.
I am having to make custom upper control arms, and so the plan for that, again, these are just mocked up, but the plan there is using the stock upper control arms, but I had to cut them down so they're sleeved. They'll be welded in, and of course use a Heim joint system that'll mount here. So it does decrease the length overall of, the articulation joint of the upper control arm, but it'll still work.
Right.
Initially, I had these tabs on the inside utilizing the full length of the control arm, but the problem was I was limited on upper travel.
Right.
And what would end up happening is the A arm would then make contact with this upper tube, and I just felt like that was a disaster waiting to happen, so I ended up making this change.
That's really cool, man. Really like your engine mount right here. Looks really good.
Thank you.
That's really clean.
Yep. So I actually used the company for the engine mount. Went through and pulled measurements.
Yep.
And I used a company where I took my design and then drew that up into a CAD software, and then sent that company the DXF file and had them laser cut that tab. And I did the same thing actually for the rear differential mount back here. Did the same thing there.
That's super cool. That saved you a ton of time.
It did.
I know John has been battling the old tab situation where he's having to cut just tons and tons of tabs.
Yep. So everything for the upper and lower control arms for the front and the rear, I did that exact same thing. However, I did go ahead and spend a little bit of time on cutting and bending my own shock mounts, just for the sake of doing it. So
Right.
I did that, and unfortunately for the rear, I'll have to end up redoing this here to compensate for the ride height that I need. So this actually will go away, and then there'll be a cross brace here.
So is it at ride height in the front right now?
That's where I want it to be. Yeah.
That's going to be cool.
Yeah.
Real low profile.
Yeah. And then so I'll have the regular oil sump on the engine. It'll of course mount in the standard stock location here on the front. And hopefully that'll all be tucked away behind the front grille.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be able to see a little bit below, because the bottom of the front grille will be right about here in between these two bars. But of course there's still additional webbing that'll take place and structure that'll be used here. But what I'm thinking is actually decreasing some of the links here and then putting essentially attachment points that I can then bolt and unbolt to remove the front clip off of.
That'd be slick.
Yep, so that's why I haven't done anything in addition here. And then of course, in terms of additional work that has to be done, I'm going to go through and kind of redo these. That's why it's not completed. Cut that webbing off. And then steering wise, I used the bump steer eliminator kit that came off of the original four-wheeler. and then kind of incorporated that into my own setup. So the steering will of course come into here. I have this removable, that way I can then remove the engine with ease. But the steering shaft will come up and it'll come to here and eventually actually come over before it goes to the center line, which is what we showed you earlier.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to send John over here. He needs to like look at this, because this thing is heavy duty. Like
Yeah.
that sucker is on there.
Yeah, it's all out of 11 gauge or 1/8 inch steel, so it's pretty heavy. Every bit of tubing on this is the 1 inch, 1/8 inch wall.
Yeah, that's the same as what John's doing on his. Yeah. Or on mine, that's what you done.
On yours.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing that John's building his, hopefully by the time I'm done with this, he'll be completed with his and we can take them out for some trail riding.
Yeah, that's what would be really fun. I would love to do that. I'm really impressed, man. I really like this thing.
Thank you.
It looks good. With it being so low, you'll be able to, get it out of second gear and
we'll see.
do about 60 or 70 through the neighborhood. It'll be lots of fun.
Yeah, we will see.
Good
but it's
deal.
been a fun project so far. It goes slow at times. There's a lot of hours spent just looking and pondering, but hopefully in the end it's all well worth it and there's a good product that turns out.
Yep. That's awesome, man. Good job.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for taunting me with this and making me come all the way over here just to see that you got another Power Wheels that I now get to race. So, the race is on. You know that, right? Now I gotta beat this thing. Somehow, some way, I gotta beat it.
Well, I'll take it on.
He says he's gonna take it on. All right. The gauntlet has been thrown. Well, we may be back just to check up on your progress, sir.
I'll give you an update.
All right. Well, I do appreciate y'all for hanging out. Thank you, Racin D, for letting us come crash in your garage. And I don't know, we'll see this again. I'm very positive of that.
Yeah.
I hope y'all have a great day. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit your notification bell, and be ready, because looks like we're taking 2 Power Wheels monster trucks out for a rip sometime. It's gonna be fun.
It will.
Thank y'all. Have a great day. Later.